All right, and we're back.
Kindness. Kindness. It's got to be about kindness. It's the one thing that you could do for someone that can change their cold demeanor to something more warmth. And angels of cold hate the warmth, or it subdues them, something of the sort. But it pacifies them. If I can just remember the lullaby my grandpa sang to me, it might give us more time.
Hmm. You were speaking of another. There's another man in the temple with us.
Oh yeah, that was whoops. I forgot. Or the act of kindness. If I don't remember the lullaby, there's an act of kindness we can do. There's a man who we're chasing in here for a crime that it's a possibility he may not have committed. And he has a lynch squad after him.
And you were part of that lynch squad at one point?
I was there just to bring him in. Those guys were a little more bloodthirsty.
Well,
Probably looking back at it, it doesn't seem like a good idea when the mayor's kind of wanting your head on a platter.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I would have looked the other way if I had reason to believe it was guiltless.
That's fair. So, should we try to find him then?
I would say that would be probably not a bad idea because the other thing is I'm not sure if he's alive or not.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Would you be able to lead the way, my good sir?
I do know some of these halls, but I've been in this room for quite a long time.
All right.
He rubs his chin. I'll join you, but you should probably lead the way. And he kind of waves to his two icicles. And although slightly damaged, they kind of like construct and move. And he points them. He was like, "You two, they'll lead the way."
Is the third one going to be okay?
It's dead.
Oh.
As dead as ice can be, I guess. It is shattered.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just kind of defending myself.
If we get out of here, I can make new ones.
Okay.
One of the spells I've learned from her.
Oh.
And when he says her, he kind of like gets distant for a second and then shakes his head. He puts his dagger back on his belt. His robes are kind of tattered. You can tell maybe he's ripped off bits and pieces, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of murmurs to himself. It's incoherent and in Goblin, and then kind of walks past you, and the two the Goblin sickles kind of start walking ahead. And you guys find yourself back to the center. Which way do you go? With your makeshift party.
I would say with my makeshift party. Woo! I'm in draw mode. That's why.
You go to the arrow. It's okay.
With the makeshift party, I guess it makes sense to go forward because if we go this way or that way, I don't know where it'll lead me.
Well, if you go forward, that's where the Ice Angel is.
True, but at the same time, where would that guy have gone? I go back to the center and I actually take a look around, see if there's any other tracks other than mine.
Yeah. I think it's fair assumption for you to discern realities again here. We're back to a new scene where you're trying to investigate, so go ahead and roll me in a wisdom check. And then ask me one of those questions. Alright, so you get one question.
What happened here recently?
So you look around, and you know it's kind of frost. And there's not really snow. Doesn't like snow here, but there's like a thin layer of frost growing all over the stones. And when you step, the heat of your body is able to kind of make like a minor footprint, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, you see a pair of footprints going to the direction over here.
Then that's where we go.
And as you're doing this, Ortek is kind of like walking up to... You can kind of tell maybe he's not left that room for a time. He's walking up to the walls and kind of touching it. When he sees one of her pictures, when he sees one of Urlis's pictures, he kind of like caresses it. and then looks at his hand, and you see like a little bit of frost building on his fingertips, and he kind of just rubs it away, and it goes, and then he looks up to you and kind of nods. He's like, "So where'd your friend go?"
This way.
He nods. I don't know what's down that way. But
Well, we're gonna find out. Let's go.
fair enough.
Don't worry, you'll get used to my optimism.
So you guys start walking ahead. And the room, as you come to it, you see it's disjointed and broken. The floor is gone. Instead, there's a thin sheet of ice. The walls are covered in ice. They have cracks running up and down. It's like some kind of seismic event happened. And maybe the room was a victim of a sinkhole that filled with water. It's not really clear. And there's a door on the other side. You can definitely see where there was. You can see his footprints kind of leading across.
Well, we keep following the footprints.
Are you still in the same marching order with those two in front? You and then
Yes.
him? Okay. So as you start going across, do you feel the ice starting to crack? Go ahead and roll me to find danger dexterity. All right. So describe how your party is going to get across.
I immediately stop and freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to, his name is Okard. One more time.
Ortalk.
Ortark. I go, Ortalk? I have a slight problem. I may have eaten one too many pies before I came here. Do you think you'd be able to... Do you have any ice spells that can help stabilize the bridge, or at least make it a little more durable for a big bard like me to get across?
He looks at you and then looks down. You follow his eyes. Below the thin layer of ice, you see a giant thing moving throughout the water below you. You can't quite make out what it is, but there's something definitely down there. Ortark goes, "I guess it'd be in our best interest to do that, right?"
I don't think that thing eats plankton.
So he kind of cracks his hands. "I'm not going to be able to go with you while I maintain this, and I'll have to stay here. And I'll have to do this." And you see him start swirling his hands, and his two ice goblins kind of shatter into bits and pieces, and he kind of uses that to form a bridge for you above it, and it's more solid. And he kind of stays there. He's like, "Go, I'll be here when you come back."
All right, and I walk over.
All right. You successfully avoided that. However, Ortalk has to stay behind for the time being.
Well, that's fine. I don't think this guy is going to be any sort of super creature.
That's
Famous
fair.
last words. So, all right, I keep going. I start calling out his name.
You hear an echo across, and you realize it's a louder echo, like as if you're about to cross a cave or a cavern of some sort. And as you emerge from the halls, they form in just solid rock. You're probably, the temple is next to a mountain, so you're probably dug deep into it, and it kind of goes and probably to this cavernous region for whatever reason, as another exit maybe. But you look on the ground, and there are bones scattered about. And then
This isn't good at all.
yeah. And as you look across, you see Morden kind of on his back. He has a torch, and he's kind of propped up, and you hear the swinging of it, like, and you hear kind of a snarl, a large snarl. And as you come into view, exactly, you see a wolf, a large ice wolf, kind of bearing down on him.
And I
And
immediately go, "Hey, Wolfie! Hey, some of this!"
it kind of looks at you. It is not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's more afraid of the fire that he has, and it sees you maybe as an easier prey,
Mhm.
and it looks to. I mean, it looks to be defensive. Um, how well do you know nature?
What do I need to do for that?
Go ahead and if you want to discern realities, try to
All
figure
right,
out the whole
discern.
situation.
All right, so I just need to roll an int.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, we're rolling a wisdom. Here we go.
Okay. So you get to ask a question. You get to ask a question like you would if you would hit it. However, I get to have fun.
uh, what here is not what appears to be.
So the fire, the torch is going out slowly but surely. It is keeping the wolf at bay, but the wolf seems to be, you think, in an attacking stance, but it almost seems to be defending itself. You think it might be pregnant,
Uh,
which complicates maybe the situation for you.
e- uh, I yell out like, Morden,
And he,
I need you to do something for me if you want to live.
I mean, I do want to live, but why should I trust you? You were looking for me. You're gonna take me back to where? And he can like and it like lunges and he kind of like bats it away again, and he's trying to like crawl to his feet.
Listen, trust me, I'm the one person you want to catch you. Trust me on this. I am actually not a bad guy. And like I said, you, I am the one guy you want to catch you because, believe it or not, I believe in fair trials, and I can be the judge and jury on that.
Go ahead. What do you want him to do?
I'm like, listen, the wolf is not really looking for a lunch. I think if you kind of notice how fat that wolf is, look how fat that wolf is.
He's like, I don't have time to look. I'll just take your word for it. What do you
All
want
right,
me
and
to
the
do?
wolf is pregnant.
He's like, that makes a lot of sense, but I don't. And he gets to his feet, and you see him draw a dagger. He was like, what?
Listen, just what you gotta do is keep that torch in front of you, but make a semicircle around it. Keep the wolf in front of you, but make a semicircle, and then start walking backwards towards me, because I think she's just being slightly territorial. But if we get across the bridge, there's a nice friend of mine. He's kind of been living here for a little bit of time. I don't think you have to worry about anyone else kind of getting in here because remember our good old friend they kind of released a little earlier? Yeah, we're not leaving either. So
He's like, okay, go ahead and roll me a parlay. So a charisma check.
all right, charisma. All right,
You're
come
trying
on,
to leverage
charisma.
his freedom, at least from the situation, with a promise. And because you are acting on your discerning realities, actually from before when you went to find him, you get a +1. So that is a 10. So on a hit, so you promised to give me a fair trial if I can get out of here, right? And you're gonna protect me if that happens.
Yep.
All right, I'll take your. All right, so he gets up and he is for sure making that semicircle, and the wolf is kind of like snaring. When it sees the both of you, it kind of like starts backing up, and it's not leaving its nest area, right? You see it's bedding behind it. It is getting ready to like open its mouth and breathe as it gets ready. It's gonna have a breath. What do you do to protect you both? It's getting ready to like you
it's
see.
getting ready to do an
You see the air in
ice
front of it
attack?
starting to freeze and can coalesce. You know.
Is it just like a narrow reach there, or is it like a broad?
I guess it might only affect him.
Oh, okay. Well, here's what I do. Right before it launches its attack, I just basically yell, "Duck!" and I tackle him to the ground.
All right. Give me a defy danger.
Dexterity?
Yep. Okay.
That small smile.
So you tackle him out of the way. However, I think you're going to take the brunt of the breath. Roll me 2d4 plus... Or just 2d4. And it ignores your armor. So you take 3... So you go ahead and mark your 3 damage. It's on your sheet. And
where's that at?
It's on your character sheet. Should be HP.
Oh, so take down 3?
Yep. You feel the icy breath bear down on you. You save him as you push him out of the way, and that chilled feeling you had when you were in the room is there again. And it kind of like seeps beneath your armor and hits you kind of in the bones, you know? Like, it's that, you know, that bitter Ohio cold? Just imagine that, but like concentrated on your spine and shoulder. So you push him back, and this thing is right there, lurking on you. What is your next move? You gonna try to retreat or fight it, or what are you doing?
First, I tell him to run.
Go.
I tell him run.
You gotta tell him twice. I think he's already. As soon as you pushed him out of the way, he just bolts.
I just yell, "Go across the ice bridge! Don't hurt the goblin!"
You see him barrel down the hall, and you're kind of left alone.
Do I have any fire spells from my Felix knowledge?
You have 3 spells. You only can cast one of them. Magic Weapon, Cure Light Wounds, and Sanctuary.
Sanctuary sounds good.
Yeah. Sanctuary, you basically make a perimeter of the area, consecrating it for your deity. As long as you stay within the area, you are alerted when someone acts with malice.
Oh.
And healing is...
That wouldn't do any good.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't know, maybe the wolf might be frightened by my glowing sword.
Okay.
So I pull out my glowing sword, hold it in front of it.
You're going to try and intimidate it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and defy danger through charisma. That's much better. So what do you describe what you do?
Well, I pull out the sword real quick, and I just like spin it all around real quick because the glow just kind of makes us.
Yeah.
It just like makes us like barrier lurking like thing because of how quickly I'm moving it. With my dexterity.
Almost like you're stimulating fire with the glow of the sword.
Yes. I'm like.
All right. The wolf backs down. You see it back up slowly, and it goes back to its nest. You're able to escape.
I need fire when I get back. Or talk. And so I run back over to where the bridge is at.
Yeah, you see Ortok standing there, and on his hands and knees, Morden is like gasping for air. He might have been there for a little bit of time, you know, and just fighting off, and he's... You saved me, but only to have me take me to trial.
Bruh, if I thought you would have guilty, I would have just left you with the wolf and get your carcass back to the town.
He looks at you. He doesn't seem to be too trusting, right? Obviously,
no.
He ran here. The town turned on him. And you now are the incompetent of a goblin. And before his time, Ortak probably wasn't there, you know? He said he was a younger lad, so he probably has no idea who this is.
Yeah. Basically, I just go, listen, I'm probably one of the only people who would be willing to be on your side here. I'm an outsider. I'm not interested in any sort of kangaroo court. However, like I said, you want me to find you because if I think you're innocent, I'd be willing to look the other way or even find a way for you to not have to worry about these town folk ever again. Because, like I said, I'm not out for blood. I'm out to do what's right. That's about it.
Morton,
Now, huh?
continue. Go for it.
I go, now, how about we just go ahead? We'll go back to the library right quick. Because, well, Ortok's a little more familiar with that area, and I feel like if anything were to go wrong, we have a better chance in there.
It's fair enough. So I guess you guys gather. Morden is kind of solemn. Ortek, as you guys walk, I think you guys make him walk ahead of you so you can keep an eye on him. Ortek kind of leads in. He's like, I know you are offering him a fair trial, but the town was after him for a reason, right?
Yeah, it's just he made the wrong people mad. If it is what it is. But like I said, if the worst thing that happens, you got to remember, you kind of know a few things. I know a few things. Plus, it's one man versus the rest of us. But at the same time, we're going on good faith for the time being, unless you're a female of some sort.
Mm-hmm. So I guess faith is a funny term, right? Faith.
Yeah,
These
well,
people that
I
worship her had faith, and I don't care so much about faith. She has powers. She was a being of some sort, probably still is, but a way to control that is what I am after.
Yeah, that's why I'm here to. I guess I'm here, and I'm here for a reason. You know, this all didn't happen for nothing, I don't think. So let's go ahead and get back there. Gather our. Let's just go ahead and gather our thoughts there.
You get to the library.
Uh-huh.
And you're there. So, go ahead, take a pause, real quick.